In this question, we're given the polynomial px equals 15x cubed plus 22x squared minus 15x plus 2. In part A, we want to find the remainder when the polynomial is divided by x plus 1. And B, part 1, show that x plus 2 is a factor of px. And part 2, write the polynomial as a product of three linear factors. Okay, so to do part A, we'll use the remainder theorem. And the remainder theorem states that if you have the polynomial px and it's divided by x minus a, the remainder will be equal to pa. So looking at our question, we're going to divide by x plus 1, but look at the form of the remainder theorem, x minus a. So we'll change this to x minus negative 1. So you can see here the a value is going to be negative 1. So the remainder will be equal to the value p negative 1. So we'll put negative 1 into our polynomial. So we have p negative 1 equals 15 times negative 1 cubed plus 22 times negative 1 squared minus 15 times negative 1 plus 2. That would give us negative 15 plus 22 plus 15 plus 2. So 15 and negative 15 will cancel, so that will give us 22 plus 2, which is 24. So when we divide our polynomial by x plus 1, the remainder will be 24. In part B, we want to show that x plus 2 is a factor of px. So we'll use the factor theorem to do that. The factor theorem states that if pa equals 0, then x minus a is a factor of your polynomial px. So in this case, we're dividing the polynomial by x plus 2. So changing it into the form of the theorem, we have x minus negative 2. So the value we're interested in is negative 2. So in this case, a will be equal to negative 2. So following the factor theorem, if p negative 2 equals 0, then that means that x plus 2 is a factor of your polynomial. So we need to check that when we substitute negative 2 to the polynomial, we get 0. So we'll do that. We'll have 15 times negative 2 cubed plus 22 times negative 2 squared minus 15 times negative 2 plus 2. So that will give us negative 120 plus 88 plus 30 plus 2. And when you simplify that, you will get 0. So we have shown that p negative 2 equals 0. Therefore, x plus 2 is a factor of the polynomial. In part 2, the last part, we want to write the polynomial as a product of linear factors. So what we know is that x plus 2 is already a factor of our polynomial. So we'll divide that into the polynomial. 15x cubed plus 22x squared minus 15x plus 2. So the first term of the quotient is 15x squared. So 15x squared times x is 15x cubed. 15x squared times 2 is 30x squared. And we subtract, these terms will cancel. 22x squared minus 30x squared, negative 8x squared. Bring down the negative 15x. So the next term of the quotient is negative 8x. So negative 8x times x, negative 8x squared. Negative 8x times 2, negative 16x. And we subtract, cancel these terms. Negative 15x plus 16x is x. Drop down the 2. So the last term of the quotient is 1. So 1 times x is x, and 1 times 2 is 2. And when we subtract them, we'll get 0. So a polynomial can be written as px equals x plus 2 times 15x squared minus 8x plus 1. So we have our first linear factor, which is x plus 2. And this quadratic factor can be factorized as 3x minus 1 times 5x minus 1. So this is your polynomial written as the product of three linear factors. Thanks for watching.